Welcome back, everyone, to It Takes Two. I'm your host, Ethan, ready to dive deep.
And I'm Naomi. Today, we're tackling a company whose logo is practically burned into our retinas, that ubiquitous red checkmark.
Seriously, it's on stores, bills, commercials. You can't escape the check. It's like the Eye of Sauron, but for cell service.
The Eye of Sauron sees your data plan. Perfect. But yeah, behind that simple checkmark is chaos, apparently.
Ah yes, Verizon. But folks, prepare yourselves. I went down a rabbit hole researching their origin story, and let's just say it's less company history and more corporate labyrinth.
Oh, a labyrinth. Did you need snacks and a map? I read the same piece, you think big phone company, but the way it came together is wild. It wasn't just born, it was assembled.
Assembled is the perfect word, like a corporate Frankenstein's monster stitched together from parts of older giants. It all kicks off with the legendary breakup of the original A-Team mothership back in 1984. Remember the baby bells?
Vaguely, like characters from a dusty old tech fairy tale. Were they cute? Did they wear little phone-shaped booties?
If only. No, these were huge regional monopolies carved out of Ma Bell. To specific, baby bells are key. He ran NYNEX covering New York and New England and Bell Atlantic. Right below it, in 1990, these two decided to merge.
A baby bell wedding. How romantic. Was it expensive? Did they register for, like, bigger telephone poles?
Only a cool $20 billion. One of the biggest deals ever back then. Forget silverware, the dowry was probably miles of copper wire, and they just kept the name Bell Atlantic, but now it was, like, Super Bell Atlantic.
Super Bell Atlantic. I like it. Okay, so far, so slightly complicated. What's next in the saga? Another merger.
Okay, plot twist. We jump to a different storyline, like switching channels mid-movie. 1990 British Telecom Vodafone buys a US company called AirTouch.
AirTouch. Wait, the article said they were spun off from another baby bell, Pacific Telesis. It's like corporate nesting dolls. How many bells are involved here?
Exactly. See, labyrinth. You keep opening dolls and finding more phone companies inside. So now we have Super Bell Atlantic over here, and Vodafone AirTouch over there. Stay with me.
I'm trying. My brain is drawing flowcharts that look like abstract art. Does it get simpler from here? Please say yes.
Define simpler. Okay, deep breath. In early 2000, Super Bell Atlantic uses its cell operations to form a joint venture with Vodafone AirTouch, and that venture was called Verizon Wireless.
FINLLY. The name appears. So Verizon Wireless started as a shared project, like a group assignment for giant corporations? Okay, Vodafone, you do the slides on network coverage. Bell Atlantic, you handle the billing infrastructure.
Pretty much, except the stakes were billions of dollars, not a B. Bell Atlantic owned 55. Vodafone owned Fortivwid, BUTWIT, THERES MORE. Just months later, Bell Atlantic, the 55 owner, merges with another unrelated phone company, GT.
STOPITEHN. My head. So Bell Atlantic merged again, while co-parenting Verizon Wireless? This is corporate speed dating.
Exactly. They were busy. A team merger with GTE became Verizon Communications, the parent company we know today. So Verizon Communications was born already co-owning Verizon Wireless. It basically started as a Fortune 500 company on day one.
Born big. That's nuts. No awkward startup phase in a garage for them. They just appeared, fully formed and enormous. And the name Verizon Veritas for truth, her eyes in for the future. Sounds very noble.
A bit grand, maybe. You expect that from, like, a philosophy think tank, not the company that sends you overdue phone bills. But hey, it's memorable. Almost as memorable as, can you hear me now?
Oh, test guy, Paul. He was everywhere for years. Walking in deserts, on mountains, Just asking that one question. Did he ever get a definitive answer?
We assume someone, somewhere could hear him eventually. Iconic. But then, the ultimate betrayal, he switched to Sprint. Remember that? Telling everyone Sprint was just as good now.
The scandal, the drama, was it money? Did Sprint offer him unlimited minutes? We need the gossip, Ethan?
The article didn't say, but you know there's a story there. But plot twist again. He popped back up in a Verizon ad later like, just kidding, my true love was Verizon all along.
He did, with Buzz Aldrin no less. That's quite the reunion. Guess the prodigal pitchman returned. It definitely shows how effective that original campaign was.
No kidding. Okay, so Verizon is formed, the pitchman is pitching. Then what? Did they just chill and count their billions?
Child? Ethan, please. These are type of corporations. They probably have strategic acquisition meetings during their coffee breaks.
You're right, no chilling allowed. They went shopping. Big time. First, they bought MCI in 2005, the company formerly known as WorldCom, post-infamous accounting scandal.
Oof, talk about baggage. Buying a company fresh off that kind of scandal? Bold move. Or maybe they got it cheap? Like a corporate fixer-upper.
Probably a bit of both. Then they snagged Alltel in 2008, right? And that's what made them the biggest wireless provider, leapfrogging AT, who was busy reassembling itself from other baby bells.
It's like watching tectonic plates shift, but with more lawyers. Okay, King of the Hill. What's the next big conquest?
The absolute peak Verizon move. In 2013, they acquired Verizon Wireless.
Hold on. They acquired themselves? Didn't they already co-create and partly own it? My flowchart is smoking again.
Yep, they paid Vodafone $130 billion with a B for the fort of what they didn't own to get full control of their own creation.
$130 billion? Just to stop sharing? That's not a breakup, that's buying your ex out of the planet they live on. My brain can't even process that number.
Right? It's mind-boggling. Then, perhaps feeling nostalgic for the dial-up era, they bought the OL in 2015 and Yahoo's core business in 2017.
OL and Yahoo? Wow. Blast from the past. The article called it the 990 Houston Rocket strategy, buying legends past their prime. Did they get free email accounts for life?
Probably not, but they spent about $9 billion combined. It's like they were collecting faded internet superstars. Maybe they thought they could form a digital supergroup.
A supergroup that peaked in 2001. The Yahoo O keywords. Then, true to form, they sold most of that media group off a few years later anyway.
By faded glory, hold briefly sell. It's the corporate equivalent of flipping houses, but with websites that used to be worth tens of billions more.
So much for Yahoo OL. What about the less glamorous buys? The article mentioned Fletomatics and Blue Jeans.
Right? Fletomatics in 2016 for $2. $5 billion vehicle tracking stuff. And Blue Jeans, the video conferencing company, bought for $400 million during the pandemic peak in 2020.
And then shut down a few years later. Ouch. Bought high during the Zoom boom, folded later. Not every acquisition is a home run, I guess.
Seems like it, but they haven't stopped the big plays. In 2020, they bought TracFone Wireless for $6 billion, adding 20 million prepaid customers, more users.
More souls for the checkmark. And just this year, Frontier Communications for a hefty $20 billion to boost their fiber network.
Good grief, it never ends. They're like Pac-Man, just gobbling up smaller companies and network infrastructure. It's honestly staggering how big and complex this thing is.
It really puts that little red checkmark in perspective, doesn't it? It's not just a logo, it's the tip of a massive, ever-shifting corporate iceberg built from other icebergs.
An iceberg assembled from baby bells, British adventurers, struggling internet pioneers, and prepaid phone services. So, the moral of the story is, Verizon is huge, complicated, and probably owns something you use today without realizing it.
That sums it up pretty well. A true telecom titan forged in the fires of mergers, acquisitions, joint ventures, and the occasional billion-dollar breakup. Makes choosing a phone plan feel delightfully simple by comparison.
Seriously, my head hurts just thinking about their legal team. Well, that's all the time we have for corporate genealogy today on It Takes Two.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let us know your thoughts on Verizon. Are you one of the 150 million US customers?
Until next time, stay connected, probably via Verizon infrastructure somewhere along the line.
Bye, can you hear us now? Hopefully.